Good evening, everybody, and I hope you're having a wonderful week. Today is it Monday or Tuesday? It's Tuesday today. Oh my goodness. Oh, I've had such busy couple of days. Anyway, I'm coming on to film a video of a couple of birthday cards because these are going to be hand delivered tomorrow. And if I don't film this tonight, you're not going to get to see them at all. So I'm coming on really quick to do this, and I thought I'd share a little bit about my process of picking papers, because I've had people question, like, how do I mix papers so well? What do I do? Okay, so one of the first things that I do is I kind of decide in my head what stamp set I want to use, okay? And let me show you the one that I picked for today. I needed a couple of birthday cards, and this is the Ice Cream Die MCT D414 from My Creative Time. And you guys have seen me use this quite a few times. I love this die. I don't use it as an ice cream. I use it and make it into a cupcake. And this is just such a fun die to create with. And just for those of you that maybe haven't used this die before, you're going to die cut the main panel, and then these swirls actually fit on here. Once you die cut this, it'll be this way. The way these swirls fit on is this one fits on like this, okay? And then the second one goes below it like this. I think it's like that. And then the third one goes, let's see, am I doing this right? It goes like this. I think this one goes this way. Okay, and they fit together on, there we go. And they fit together on the top of the cupcake like that. And then, there we go. And then this one kind of goes like this. So that just gives you an idea of how you put it together, okay? But what's neat is because you have these three separate pieces, you're able to paper piece these with different papers if you want, or with coordinated papers, okay? And that is what I do almost every time I use this die. One of the things that you guys probably know from following me is I love to paper piece. It's one of my favorite things to do. And this die set is perfect for that. So again, it's the Ice Cream Die from My Creative Time, D414. And I use that. And that is what is the base of my cards. So I decided, I'm going to use the cupcake. And I knew I wanted to paper piece it with different colors. And so the first thing I do is I go through and I try and pick the paper that I want to use kind of as the foundation. And I love gingham, so I generally gravitate towards gingham papers, at least to have some sort of gingham on the card. And then I knew I wanted a floral print, and I tend to like tiny florals and especially calico papers. And so this is a beautiful purple one. I think this is a photocopy of a fabric that I had. I'm trying to remember where I got this. It's a digital paper that's on my digital files, but I believe what I did was I photocopied some fabric, or I took a picture of some fabric or something. I think that's where this came from, or it may be a very old pattern paper that I had and I photocopied it and kept a copy. I'm not really sure how I got this, but it is a beautiful turquoise. I love this color. And so for whatever reason, I kept this and it's in my computer, whether I purchased it as a digital file or it was a paper or it was a piece of fabric. You can definitely glue fabrics down onto paper and use them in your crafting and even die cut them, just so you know if you've never tried it. It's a lot of fun. So I'm not sure which way I did it. I've been doing this for so many years now. Some of my digital stuff, I don't really remember where it came from. But I wanted to use that, and I knew I wanted to use this turquoise with it. This turquoise, this is a two-tone gingham that I purchased a file on Etsy that has a whole bunch of different colors of this type of paper where it's a lighter and a darker tone of the same color. So I wanted to use that, but I also pulled out this one, and I pulled out this polka dot in a turquoise, and I pulled out this polka dot. And you can see I ended up using this one because there's hardly any left. But that is the color story that I put together in the blue color. And then I selected this tumbled glass distress ink. And so that's kind of the feel for the card that you're going to see that's all in blues. And then, let me move these stamps out of the way. And then the next thing that I did was I picked out this paper, and this was in my scrap bin. I had a little 6x6 piece of this paper, and I'm trying to remember what paper pad this is from. I want to say that it's a crepe paper from many years ago. I don't know how long ago, and again, I just have a scrap of it that I was using. And one nice thing about having these types of cupcake dies is that you don't need a huge piece of paper to make your cupcake for your card. So I picked out this, and then to go with this, I started going through my paper bin, and I just started selecting papers that I think went well with it. And I knew I wanted to pick up on the pink that is in this little calico print, if you will. So I also picked out some polka dots, you know, and I basically put all these out by my die cut machine. All right, and then I decided, I started cutting pieces, if you will, and I paper pieced the cupcakes, okay? So that just kind of gives you an idea of how to pick pattern papers. And you do want different sizes of things. So you see I have like a smaller gingham, a bigger gingham, a stripe that's kind of wide. I have a bigger polka dot, a smaller one. I have a calico for the floral. You could do a bigger floral if you wanted, but you're just looking for a variety of sizes and shapes. And then when you're paper piecing, you'll get a feel for what's pleasing to your eye, okay? So those are the papers that I used. I'm gonna set all the papers aside and get them out of my way so I can show you the projects, okay? And along with this, I also chose 2 pink inks for the green card. I chose Spun Sugar Distress Ink and Victorian Velvet, and I'm really in love with this Victorian Velvet color, especially for stamping. And I use this one to outline some of my die cuts, okay? And on this one, I stamped the sentiment with it and outlined the die cuts, okay? And when I'm outlining die cuts, I just use a little tiny sponge dauber like this. This one has brown ink on it, but I use a different dauber for each ink, and you should keep your distress ink separate from your oxides, just so you know. You know, you don't want to mix the two together on your pad because they're 2 different types of ink, okay? And if you need to, you can also mark the sides of your daubers so you know, or you can keep them in separate containers, however you want to do it to be able to keep track. Okay, the other thing I pulled out, I hope I'm staying in frame here. The other thing I pulled out is I have this die set, and for the life of me, you guys, I can't find it, but these were in my scrap bin. And when I pulled this die set out a few months ago, I was doing some birthday cards. I don't know if I ever showed them on camera, but this is a die set of these little tags, and they're birthday related. So there's a balloon, there's a present, okay? I think these are from Tailored Expressions, if I remember correctly. There's this happy birthday. This one doesn't have all of the pieces removed yet. There's a happy birthday. There's this cute cupcake. Isn't that adorable? What else? Here's another one that's the balloons. And these are all just cut out of scrap papers, because what I do when I have a ton of scraps is I get things like this out and I die cut a bunch of them so that I have them on hand when I'm doing birthday cards. These look so cute on the back of the card. They look cute on the inside, opposite side of the card, which is how I used them today. But I believe this Eat Cake one is my favorite. I believe this is a Tailored Expressions die. I bought it many years ago, so I don't know that it's still available. I'm going to check their site, but if it's not on their site, you could possibly check eBay. If I can find the name of it, I will let you know. Or if anyone else has this particular die in their stash, if you could add the name in a comment, that would greatly help me. But I just think these are so cute to use on birthday cards. And I don't know about you, but I probably make more birthday cards than anything else. And I'm trying really hard this year to film all of the ones that I make, because a lot of times I make them, you guys, and you never see them because I'm in such a hurry to get to the party for my family, or I'm trying to get them in the mail or whatever, and I don't always have time to film. So I am trying to do better this year, and which is why I'm popping on tonight at I don't even know what time it is right now. I think it's close to 7 or 8 o'clock at night. But I'm coming on to do this with you. So the other thing I used were these waffle flower enamel dots. And waffle flower is new to making these. And what I like about waffle flower is they do a lot of the small dots, and I use more small dots than big dots. And so I really like the way they do them. And Concord and Ninth also does them very nicely. So this is a set that I got from Waffle Flower. And Alta New just came out with enamel dots also. And I ordered a pack of theirs to check theirs out too. So those will be coming because scrapbook.com had free shipping yesterday. And so I took advantage of that. There were a few things that I needed and a couple things I wanted to order. So I'll be sharing that later this week, I hope, when my order comes in or whenever it gets here. But anyway, I wanted to mention that I really do like Waffle Flowers and the number of small ones that they have on their packages. Okay, so there's that. And then the other things that I used this Hampton Arts Happy Birthday stamp. Okay, and there's the information. This is one that I got. I believe it's a, I believe I got this at Michael's, if I'm remembering correctly. I think it's Michael's. Or Joann's. I can't really remember right now, but it is Hampton Art if that helps you. And then this, of course, if you recognize that font, this is a Muse Studio. Okay, and this is their Happy Birthday to You, and that is the number. It's 9-8253B. Sorry, my camera's not focusing the greatest. But this is a Muse Art Stamps. They're here in Seattle, Washington, and they used to have a brick and mortar store just a couple blocks from my house. And it was one of my favorite places to go, especially after a hard day at work. I would pop in there and spend 20 minutes or so just looking around and seeing what was new. And they closed their brick and mortar store, but they still are a very active company. So you can check them out. And I love their style and their simple style for their stamps. And they do wonderful, wonderful sentiments. So that's a Muse. And then the other thing that I used is this little fairy image. This is one of my favorite stamps from Red Lead. This is the company, Red Lead Paperworks. Red Lead just came out with a bunch of new things for the upcoming holiday season, so you'll want to check out their website. But I wanted to stamp this on the cards too, and so I used it on the back of my cards, and you'll see that in a minute, okay? So that is everything. Oh, sorry, it's super hot today, so I keep drinking water because I feel like I'm almost dehydrated today. Anyway, this is MCT 405, the Baking Up Love Stamps and Dies. This was just released, and the sale ended yesterday for my Creative Times new release. If you haven't seen it, you should go check it out. Emma does a sale every month on the week of her release. So if you didn't get things on sale this month, you can get them in a few weeks when her new sale comes up with her Halloween stamp drop. That's coming, and wait until you see what she has coming. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. But anyway, I had to use this set, and specifically I used this Baking Up Birthday Wishes. And here you can see her little ice cream stamp too. And I was going to use this, but I ended up, can't remember if I used it or not. I think I'm going to stamp it next to the fairy. So I have this on the back of the cards, and I think she's going to be looking down, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp the cupcake. So I haven't done it yet, but I might paper piece them too. I'm not sure. If I have time, I want to do that before I gift them. But this is, of course, the set, the Baking Up Love set is the one that comes with the wooden spoon and the rolling pin. So I used that Baking Up, Baking Up Birthday Wishes Sentiment. I used my favorite XOXO border dies from my Creative Time. This is, MCT D180, okay? But it's specifically, it's the XOXO border dies. Okay, so these have a little XOXO around the outside, and I love those. I use these beautiful flower dies, okay? These are the small flower dies, MCT D430 from my Creative Time, and I love stacking. I stacked this one, and then when I stack this one up, I pop it up so that it makes a dimensional flower. And then I used this die from my friend Anna White. Hi, Anna. Happy summer. I hope you guys are following along. Anna's making the most beautiful bouquets, and she's planting a new flower garden right now. And they just did a release, a new release with Impression Obsession 2. I don't know if you guys have all seen it, but if you haven't, you want to pop over to Anna's channel. I did share the video on my community tab if you want to look for it there. But this is die 933-Z, and it's the Quilted Frame Die. This is one of my favorite Anna White dies, along with the Crazy Stitch die set. But this one just makes such a beautiful focal point on a card. And I had it off my desk for a while, and I'm so happy I put it back on, and I use that for my cards. And then the last die set that I used, this was another one of the green papers I had out. This is the Trinity Stamps die set, and this is, what is it called? Do I have a name on this? It's the Dainty Scallop Rectangles. So it's TMD-173 Dainty Scallop Rectangles, okay? And that is from Trinity Stamps, okay? And I love this set of rectangles. It's a beautiful, very simple open scallop. And I think it would be really fun to have this and have it in an even smaller scallop, but I don't know if it could stay open then. So what I like about this one is it's a very nice size. So that is all the products that I used. And now I'm going to jump in and show you the cards, okay? So let's start with the green card, okay? So you can see the papers and how I coordinated them. I ended up using this beautiful green gingham in the background, cut with that Trinity Stamps Scalloped Die. And then I added this beautiful calico paper as the centerpiece behind this white die cut of this beautiful quilted frame from Impression Obsession. And this die with all of that beautiful stitching just sets whatever is the focal point off so beautifully. So I just love this, and I think it looks really good with the scallops in the background. And then I added the little cupcake all paper pieced up, and this is a beautiful paper from Iralamija shop that has roses on it. And I ended up pulling this in also. And I did edge this with that distress ink that I showed you, which was spun sugar. Let me grab it. So the edges of this are the spun sugar. So that's what I edged these in. And then I stamped the Baking Up Birthday Wishes with this gorgeous Victorian velvet. This might be my new favorite color. And I don't have all the distress ink colors. I have like my favorite colors because ink is expensive. So I have those two, and that's how I got this beautiful look on the piece of gingham that I cut into a little banner. Okay, and then to create a triangle on the card, I just added some little folded pieces of paper as ribbons, and I tucked them under the quilted banner underneath here just to act as little ribbon tabs. And then here's the beautiful flower that I created with the two different pieces, and you can see how you can pop up the smaller flower on top and make it really dimensional. And I love how that looks. And what I do is I tilt the outer bigger ones down. And so I use my fingers actually to manipulate. You can also use a stylus or one of the flower tools that has little balls on the end. And you can use those to shape the petals upside down and then manipulate them with your hands too. So that's what I do. And then I always pop this part up. And then to make sure that that little gem from those enamel dots from this package of waffle flower gems, I put a little glitter glue over the top of them because I wanted to add just some sparkle to this card. And so that's what I did here. You could also just put a little glue underneath it if you want. It's really nice to use, oh, I can't think what it's called right now. A lot of times if I don't want shine, I will use multimedia matte. Or the other thing that you can use if you want something to really be strongly glued onto a project is this one here, which is the Glossy Accents. And this is wonderful, of course, also to give a glossy effect. Like you could put it over the frosting and have that frosting be shiny. So these are always nice to have on your desk also. And then the glue that I was using today was this tacky glue from Aleene's. I'm testing this out right now because they had such a good deal on it. A big bottle was on sale at Joann's one day. So I just wanted to try it. And it is a very good glue. I do like it. So let me take another sip. So that is the first card on the outside. And then on the inside, you can see how I used that cute Eat Cake emblem on the left side. I stamped Happy Birthday, added a little tiny flag here along with the XOXO border dies. And that's the inside of the card. And then on the back of the card right now, I just have this adorable little fairy, birthday fairy stamped. And I might stamp in the same ink the little cupcake down here so it looks like she's looking down at the cupcake. So I might add that. I just haven't decided quite yet. So that's the first card. And then really quick, because we're getting long, I'll add this second card for you guys. This one's all in blues. And you can see how I mixed kind of a creamy background with a white background here. But I really like the way that pops off the background of the card. And I think it looks really cool. I edged them all with that beautiful, beautiful tumbled glass distress ink. And I use the tumbled glass also to stamp with. And I just love how this is all set off. You've got the little papers. It kind of makes a triangle on the card. And then on this one, I added some purple to the, some little lines coming out in purple because this was kind of getting lost to the background a little bit. I don't really like the way I did it, but I'm going to let it go because I don't have enough time to completely redo this. And I tried to get it off and I can't get it off. So I'm just going to leave it. It's a homemade card and I think it's okay looking. It's not fantastic, but it's okay. And I tried to blend it out later, but it was too late. I just couldn't fix it any better than it is. So I don't love the way I did the flower, but it's not horrible either. You guys let me know what you think. It does pick up on the purple in this a little bit and sort of adds to the cohesiveness, I think. So that is the front of this one. When you open it, again, you have that cute eat cake, and that's that same paper, which is what leaded me to draw this paper scrap out anyway, was because I had a bunch of these cut. And then we have the happy birthday to you from Amuse Art Studio, another little banner coming down just to decorate. And then in the back, you have the little fairy stamped in this distress ink, and it does have some of the pink in there still that you can kind of see, but I like that. So those are my 2 birthday cards. These are going to be celebrating the 83rd birthday of the twins in my family, my mom and my aunt. So if you want to wish them a happy birthday, feel free. Their names are Joanne and Jackie, and my mom is Jackie. So I'm very happy to be able to celebrate their birthdays with them as they celebrate their 83rd year. And I thank you guys for taking a look at these birthday cards. I hope that the things I've shared with you help you in your paper crafting endeavors. And I hope you're all having a good week. I was going to show the little Santa card with the spoons that I did for Saturday Morning Makes. I was so tired making that Saturday video, you guys. I just had to finish and get it done. It was the middle of the night. And I forgot to show you the stamps I used. So I will come back on and do a video of that soon, okay? As soon as I can find the card again. I don't know what I did with it. So it's just been a really busy week. But I will get back to that and I will show you how I made that card and the stamp products that I used from Peachy Keen. Don't forget that we do have a code at Peachy Keen. It's Jill10. And Kathy just gave me that code starting August 1st, which is today. And it's going to run the whole month of August. So if there's any Peachy Keen stamp products that you want from the cards that I showed during the My Creative Time release, I used the corny faces, and I also used some snowman faces from my PK 3000 set, I think. And maybe, no, they were from a different set. And then also the Santa Claus faces, that's also a set that's available at Peachy Keen. So for the entire month of August, starting August 1st, there is a code in place. It's Jill10, and it's all caps. So it's JILL10, all caps. So if anybody is interested in any of those sets, I am going to come back on and do a video. Matter of fact, I'll grab those 3 cards, and I will do a quick video recap on the Peachy Keen stamps that I used for that so that you guys can be sure to find the ones that you might want. And have the code, okay? And then one other announcement is that I am working on a release for Lili of the Valley stamps, and I will be hopefully showing that this weekend. I've got the products. I might just do a show and tell of the release and then show the actual projects once I have everything created. I'm running a little tight on time this week, so we'll see how everything goes. But thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you guys for your support during the My Creative Time release, all your beautiful comments, and just support of my videos, the likes, the subscriptions I received. I am so grateful for the support and growth of my channel, and I try to spread that to all of you by sharing your channels and helping you to grow, in this community that we all love so much. So everyone have a wonderful week, and I'll be back with you to share some additional things as soon as I can, okay? Bye now. Take care and choose joy.